there, welcome to the Pip Pin Podcast. This is episode 15 and today is March the 6th. My name is Megan Nodecker and I'm a knitwear designer from Abbotsford, BC. You can find me on Instagram as Pip Pin, on Ravelry as Knit Pip Pin, and in our Ravelry group, Pip Pin. Today's episode is going to be some knit along info, prizes, etc. I actually have a finished object, a new work in progress that I've started, as well as a little bit of stash. So not too much today, but just wanted to check in anyways. So the first thing is the knit along. The Pip Pin knit along is something that I started back in January, and it is a year-long knit along that I'm hosting on Instagram. And basically what you do is post a picture of any Pip Pin project that you're working on, or finished object, or planning that you're doing, basically anything related to a Pip Pin pattern. Take a photo of it and use the hashtag PipPinKAL18. I'll also put a link to the Ravelry info page about it, so all of the instructions are there. It's a pretty casual, laid-back kind of knit along. You don't need to finish anything at all to win prizes. And yeah, so I'll put a link to that down below. And we have a prize that I'm going to give away. And I'm doing monthly prizes, so I'm at the end of every month I tally up who's posted in that month, and we do a little giveaway, and then at the very end of the year there's going to be a big grand prize with everyone who's entered. So every post is one entry. So for this month, the prize was this beautiful little mini skein from Midknit Cravings. This is their Sunken Treasure colorway, and it is a bite-sized mini skein, 20 grams. Usually theirs are a little bit more as well, so it's probably somewhere around 21, 22. 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. So nice little mini skein there. And I did do the draw on random number generator, and the winner was Cake and Vikings. So that is, oh shoot, I know your name, but I can't remember it right now. She is from Montreal, Canada, and she also has a YouTube channel as well called Paper Tiger, knitting YouTube channel. Very excellent. It kind of goes outside of my format, which is project whips and, you know, the general knitting podcast format. She kind of goes outside of that, and she only has a couple episodes right now, pretty new. But she talks about Norwegian wool and stranded color work and all different sorts of really interesting things. So definitely go and check out her channel at Paper Tiger. I'll put a link down below. But yeah, she was our February winner for this little mini skein. So congratulations, and I will get that sent out to you. Thank you to everyone who entered. There were a lot of you this month, and I really appreciate that. And keep entering. This is all year long, and every month there's going to be a prize. So yeah, just keep using hashtag knit or PipPin KAL18. So for March's prize, I kind of had two ideas, and if you watched last episode, you will recognize what I'm about to show you, because it was a donation sent to me by 6 and 7 Fiber, and she sent this beautiful skein in her Milo base, which is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon, and it's called Luna's Shoes, and it's not, it's kind of showing up. Yeah, no, that's actually showing up great. I don't know what I'm talking about. Beautiful, beautiful skein of yarn. And I was tempted to save this for the like grand prize giveaway, but I can't do it. I mean, the colors in here are just so beautiful. I'm really jealous. I really want to keep this. But I am going to give it away. And I'm going to give it away now because the colors in here are so lovely and springy that it needs to be made into something for summer. Okay.
Put this in the bag.
You want to put that in a bag?
For the car.
Oh, but we're not going anywhere right now.
But we can do it when we're in the car. When we're going.
Okay.
So that one is up there.
Touch the cord. Yeah. She's getting a bag for her goldfish crackers. Anyways, these are going to be, or this is going to be the prize for March. This whole scheme. Oh, you want me to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Do you want to come say hi?
Hi.
You want to come up here? You talk to them while I put this in a bag for you.
Hi.
You want to talk up here?
Hi. 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 Hi.
Anything else?
No.
No.
Can you hold it?
Sure. Okay. March. Yes. I will be drawing this at the end of March from everyone who's posted in March. The more you post, the more entries, etc., etc. All the rules are on the Ravelry thread in the Pip Pin group. And I'll also put a link to 6 and 7 Fibers Etsy shop because you seriously need to go and check it out. If you've watched any of my episodes the past, I don't know, 6 or something, I just go on and on and on about how amazing it is. So go and check it out because it really is that amazing. And I think I have more to show you after. I think that's it for knit along stuff. And I think that's kind of it. I wanted to talk a little bit about Katie and I's trip that we took. We went to Half Moon Bay on the Sunshine Coast of BC. So it was about probably 2 or 3 hour drive, and there's a 40-minute ferry in there. Really beautiful. We went up there to do a photo shoot for our new book that we are releasing in September. And last week I was very frazzled and very not over it, but I was very frazzled about it because there was a lot of knitting and not a lot of time and nothing was really working out. But I just have to say everything worked out beautifully. I am super proud of everything that we were able to accomplish. We are by no means photographers. We are entirely self-taught. We each have a DSLR that we use, and I have kind of a half-decent lens for mine. But it's really been 8 years of trial and error. But I'm really pleased with what we were able to do with like 2 days without kids. It was amazing. We got so much accomplished. And hopefully maybe in the next few years, you know, a real photographer will be in the budget, but you just got to make it work kind of however you can when you are doing things yourself. So you kind of got to pick and choose pick and choose where to spend your money. And I don't think like we probably took well over, I'd say, 4,000 or 5,000 pictures and video and things. And yeah, we're gonna have enough for a book, but what took us, 2 full days and lots of trial and error and lots of different things would probably take like a trained photographer, I don't know, 3 hours. But I'm really excited with what we came up with. Last minute, we kind of decided to change our entire color palette, which was also kind of interesting. Our original palette was kind of neutrals, kind of light to medium, and then rust red and like mustard yellow, which was really nice. But then we kind of added some white, and then the red didn't really work. And then we were at, the day before I was going up to leave, I was at 88 stitches because I had to buy a little bit of yarn to finish up something. I don't even remember what I was there for. I had to buy a little bit of yarn to finish up something. And I saw Cascade Magnum, and they had this color. I think I went in there for like a taupe or something, and they didn't have the taupe, so they only had gray, which wasn't really what I was wanting. But then I walked in there, and they had this beautiful like pale purple, and so Katie's already up there like with her family, because they had like a week vacation before our working vacation. So I'm in the in the knitting store, like texting Katie, like, do you think we're crazy if we add this purple in instead? She's like, no. And so I ended up grabbing some for what I needed it for, and then some for something that she was finishing up while she was up there. And like, yeah, so we just changed our entire color palette. Once we got up there, we realized that the mustard yellow just wasn't really working either, so we cut that and like added things and made it work. I did share a little preview on Instagram. There is a little photo up there if you want to go take a peek. I'm not going to share too much until a little bit later. But it was a really fun weekend. It snowed, which was really cool. And there was this beautiful little lake. We were right by the ocean. There was like this little general store. If you've never been to the Sunshine Coast, like it's so laid back. I don't know. Driving through there, I just want to live there. Like that's just where I want to be. It's beautiful. That was kind of, that was our weekend. What else did we do up there? Oh yeah, last time I talked about my glasses and photography and glasses and yes or no, and kind of the overwhelming majority said yes to glasses, which didn't really surprise me. Like, I really like my glasses. I like other people that wear glasses as well, but for some reason, sometimes like I felt like it was gonna date me. And then someone had said, well, like it's basically knitting photography is fashion photography. So fashion gets dated anyways. What's the point in, in 10 years, your glasses might be out of date, but probably so is the entire knitting book. So I ended up wearing glasses for most of it. I did take them off and wear contacts for some of the locations, just to change it up a little bit. And yeah, I'm really happy with that decision. I talked a little bit about feeling very weird without my glasses on now because I wear them all the time. And so I'm glad that I was wearing them so that I didn't look awkward. I feel like if you wear glasses, you kind of understand. They just become a part of your face after a while. And then without them, you feel like you don't have, like, it'd be like having no eyebrows. So, yeah, I did end up wearing them for I'd say it's 80%. 80% of the time I was wearing them. I have a finished object. I do. It's true. I feel like I haven't finished something in forever. Well, finished something that I can really show you. But what I did was... Oh shoot, I'm gonna have to grab that later. I finished my socks. So these are another pair of the Afterthought Everything socks, and you can find the tutorial right here on my YouTube channel. It's the Afterthought Everything's sock tutorial. Basically, what you do, knit a big giant tube and then cut in everything. Afterthought Everything's. This is knit using none other than 6 and 7 fiber. This is her giving colorway. It was her Thanksgiving colorway last year, and let's see. There we go. So there you can see the lovely, lovely colors in there. There's some purple and lilac and green and yellow. I just did a 5x1 rib. I've been finding that ribbed socks definitely fit my feet better. If you can see my sock blocker here, this part might look a little like it's a little bit of an odd shape. And that's because I have a high arch. So I bent out my sock blocker to be more shaped to my foot. So that kind of helps after I block them. This blue here is also 6 and 7 fiber. It was a mini that came with my skein of yarn when I bought it, and this is Juniper, which is a lovely, lovely blue, lovely tonal blue. These socks probably fit me the best out of any pair of socks I've ever knit. I love them a lot. Oh, and for the top, I recently learned how to do a tubular bind off, so I thought, let's try that for socks. Doesn't work. It was too tight. So I did end up doing Jenny's super stretchy bind off, and which I like. I don't know. I have a love-hate thing going on with that bind off, only because I find it very like flary, and I actually have to do it super tight to make it work. But it does make a really nice stretchy thing, which is why I guess it is the thing that you use when you knit socks. So yeah, that's it. Super, super excited to finally have these off my needles and get them onto my feet and cast on something else, which I did actually. I'm just gonna go right in there. Oh, that thing that I dropped. Okay, so I have to make sure Georgia doesn't come in, because these are she has a birthday coming up on April 11th, and okay, I'm going to talk about them first and keep them in here. So she has a birthday coming up on, not April 1st. April 1st is my mom's birthday. April 11th is Georgia's birthday, and she has always loved my my Gauge Dyeworks socks. They're the All Together Now colorway, so the like kind of fading rainbow one. She loves them. She always says how beautiful they are whenever I put them on. And since I did contrasting heels and toes and cuffs for those, I actually have a ton of leftover. I have 2 full like color repeats left over, and so I wanted to make Georgia some socks for her birthday. So when I was thinking about what socks I wanted to knit her, she's turning 4, so I was kind of resigned to the fact that anything I'm going to knit her isn't going to last very long, because she's growing. She's going to grow out of it real quick. But then I came across the pattern from La Maison Ralili, Probably just butchered that, but I'll put a link down in the description there. But it is a free pattern, and it is the no heel spiral sock. And so you kind of knit offset ribbing to make this spiral, and you don't actually need to put a heel on it because spirals, you can kind of twist them out and make them into better shapes. So I decided that would be a perfect pair of socks for a 4-year-old. Now I'll quickly show you. This is my start. And this contrasting yarn is something I got from, where did I get this? I got this from the Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted from last year. So that was in one of my little packages that I got. And then here is Gauge Dye Works all together now, and I started with the purple, and I think this is going to go fade into blue. I think so. Orange pink. No, it's going into pink right now. So it'll go from blue to purple, and then we'll go up to pink. And I think it's really cool because I've only done adult socks, and you kind of get these little stripes. But since this is such a small circumference, like you kind of get this more general fade, and I really love the way that these are turning out. They're super quick to do. I can really only work on these at night because I want them to be a surprise. I think she'll love them. So I do really want them to be a surprise. I did, the only alteration I made to the pattern is they have 2 child sizes and then 3 adult ones, and the smallest child size just was going to be way too big for her, so I ended up taking out 6 stitches, and then just doing that. So all the mods and stuff can be found on my project page. And then I also have my little dinosaur, because Dory likes tiny dinosaurs, and even if she can't see it, I can, and it makes me smile. So hopefully they will be able to get done before the 11th. I hope that they will stay a secret until then. Sorry, I might have to pump the volume a bit on that one because she is in the next room and I really don't want her to know. But I don't know. I think any 4-year-old is going to think rainbow socks are pretty cool. I do have some I'm still debating on what to do for the second sock, because I could kind of do them both the same with the teal, and then start at the purple, because I have 2 repeats left of each, and then go to the pink, and then I actually have some bright pink that I could use for the cuff, or I could do teal and then purple, and it'll probably end at pink or orange, and then start at pink or orange, and then do the rest of the rainbow and have 2 kind of mismatched socks. That might be kind of fun. That's what Justin thinks I should do, but I don't know. We'll see when I get there. And it's been a super, super fun little project. If you haven't seen the no heel spiral socks, I definitely suggest going to check them out, especially if you're making kid socks. I mean, it's brilliant. There's no heels. So as long as their foot is the circumference is the right size, then it's fine, because they just twist out and make the heel that way. Super simple. I was reading about the pattern as well, and she said it is it's just an alteration, not even an alteration. She just kind of spruced up an old pattern from the 30s or 40s or something. So it's not this brand new thing that's happened. People have been making these forever, but she has spruced it up, and there's lots of tutorials and things in there. And one part of the pattern that I really like is when she's talking about the stitch pattern itself. She writes it out, she has the charts, and then I think the first thing it says for experienced knitters, and then it basically says you're doing a 3x3 rib, and then every 6 rows moving it over one. And then when you do the second sock, move it the other way so that they're mirrored. And I just love that. I love that there's like, okay, here's the instructions for if you are a knitter and, just know what I mean when I say this. And then here's the instructions for people who want to use a chart. And here's the instructions for people who need it written out. And like just having all three of those is really cool, especially in a free pattern. I mean, I think it's great. I'm sure I found it because it's just very well written. So I'll definitely make sure to link that and go and check it out. And that's it. Honestly, that's it for knitting. One finished object and one work in progress. I do have another work in progress, but I'm not allowed to show you. But I will be able to share that one soon because it is just about done. It's for a new design that I'm working in collaboration with Midknit Cravings, and we decided to keep it a secret, but it's just about time for me to get some testers. So I might not share it here, but I might keep an eye on Instagram because I might be doing a call for semi-secret testers or something. We'll see. I have been working on that a lot. I've also done a tiny bit on my portage cardigan. I finally started the sleeves. But I feel like I've been talking about that one forever, and I feel like I've been working on it forever. So I'm not going to talk about it anymore until it's done, I think. Unless I no. Because what's going to happen with that one is I'm just going to get a week or two, and that's all I'm going to work on, and then I'm just going to finish it. So the next time you see that cardigan, it will be done. I don't know when that will be, but it will be done. But I did figure out my sleeves and get a couple inches done on them. So I will have that at some point. I just want to wear it. Not yet. I do have a little bit of stash to show you. No yarn, but some other fun things. I will start with this because I forgot it last time. I am a collector of knitting patterns. Not knitting patterns. I am a collector of knitting magazines from the 60s and 70s because I think they're amazing. And so this is one that I found at my local thrift store, and it needed some love. I had to tape it up, but it's a Bernat Cables and Raglans, and I think it's from 60s somewhere. 1966. I think I just really love them because I love the photography, I love the style. Without a lot of altering, I actually couldn't knit any patterns from this time period. I was looking in the back, and it has the largest women's size is 18 to 20, which doesn't, I don't know, US sizes don't make any, or numbered sizes like that for clothing doesn't make any sense to me. The largest size it goes up to is a 38-inch bust, so that's not gonna work. But look at these amazing dresses. I just want to have cool hair and wear awesome dresses. There was another one that I really liked. Where is it? Look at that. What? Pretty couple. I don't know. It's just, I have a couple of them now, and I really, really like them. I like them for getting ideas. and I like them for the photography. I never actually sat down to knit one or even read through the instructions, but what I know of vintage knitting patterns is that they are pretty much nothing like modern ones, and especially not modern ones that most indie designers do, because they're printed and because there was a lot more, I think there was a lot more assumed knowledge, kind of. But by that I mean they didn't really hold your hand through it, which is a good thing and kind of not a good thing. I mean, I guess it is good because, or it's not good because it can get kind of confusing. You have to really use your judgment when you're making things. You have to, like I said, the largest best size was a 38, and there's 3 sizes per garment. So if you're outside of that parameter, well, then you really have to know how to alter things. You have to know about shaping. You have to know the math behind it, which is, again, good and bad. If you wanted to make something that fit you, you just had to learn how to do it. Where I think designers now, myself included, I try to add as much of that into the pattern as possible. I think a lot of that has to do with computers. I can make a 20-page PDF and it won't matter. These vintage patterns were printed in magazines, in books, in newspapers sometimes, and the space was very limited. So I understand that they had to be cut down a lot. You see that a lot, like interweave too. The patterns are not quite so much as vintage knitting patterns, mind you, but they are cut down a bit for space and whatnot, which is understandable. Now, I think that on the flip side of that, maybe it's not such a good thing that that everything is so written out, because I feel like there is so much, especially now with the internet and with YouTube, especially, and knitting stores, like local yarn stores and classes and things like that. I feel like there's a lot of resources to learn skills like that, like how to shape things for yourself, or a little bit of the math behind, or a certain stitch, or different things. I think there's a lot of opportunity to learn that maybe people are missing out on because the patterns have everything, if you know what I mean. That's just kind of what I think. I like to add, I like to add all the steps and all the things into my patterns, but I can also see where it's good and bad, and good and bad. There's good and bad to everything. Yeah, sorry about my rant. I was just trying to show you a pretty book. Anyways, I have one more thing to show you, and then I think I'm pretty much gonna wrap it up. And sorry, this is a little bit dirty. It has gotten a lot of love since I got it a couple weeks ago. And I finally went out and got myself a project bag. And this is from Knitter's Nook. I'll put all of the information down in the description box there, and I'll put a link to her Etsy store, who's Uli. Oh, hey Uli, hey Erica. Anyways, this is a project bag that I got from her because I realized I don't have any project bags. I have some that I made, like my little ones for socks and things, but I don't have I've just been carrying my stuff around in totes, and I don't want to do that anymore. So beautifully done. It has the lining that's on the bottom. It's faced very nicely so it stands up, and oh yeah, and she also put this little charm on there, and also included a stitch marker with a little scarf charm on it. So she also does, what's it called? She makes stitch markers and stuff using the, like chain making stuff. Yeah. So I feel like today is one of those days again, and I really need to start podcasting more again because I'm losing it. But anyways, I love this so much. My secret project is living in here right now, and it has already been to the river, and it's been on the mountain, and it has dirt on it somewhere, not right on the little trailer. I know she's going to be at Fibers West in Cloverdale. So if you are in the area, you should definitely come to that. I will be there. I don't know what day. Friday or Saturday. I'll be there. She will be there both days. And yeah. So I think that's it. I think I've talked myself into crazy, and I'm gonna edit this. No, it's fine. Anyways, that's it for today. A little quick one. Hopefully next time I will have a little more to show you. I think I will because I have some things coming. And don't forget about the Pip Pin Knit Along. Remember that amazing prize that I showed you? That is for March. So yeah, every post with the Pip Pin KAL18 hashtag is an entry for that, as well as an entry into the grand prize. So that's always something too. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and make sure to hit like and subscribe and comment on anything at all below. Thanks so much. Bye.